The Australian Greens allege New South Wales Police must have something to hide in not releasing footage taken inside a Moree home as officers dressed in riot gear removed the family's children. The Senate has passed a motion calling on those images to be made public.
New South Wales Greens Senator Lee Rhiannon sees the Moree removal as a continuation of the stolen generation.
There was unanimous support in the Senate from Labor, the coalition parties across benches for the Greens motion in support of a statement highlighting the stolen generation that tragically is developing for Aboriginal children again.
While police camera people documented the dramatic event, cameras can be seen in the officers' hands. Only some exterior vision has been shown to an ABC reporter. For Senator Rhiannon, that's not good enough, and she told NITV News the police must have something to hide.
The New South Wales Police have an unfortunate history of being very secretive. Being secretive often seems to be their response to try and protect wrongdoing is all I can assume when that happens. When these mistakes are made, and it was a very serious mistake, the best way to deal with it is to be open.
She said the Operations Support Group acted immorally and that the department needs to undergo a complete overhaul.
We believe that the Moree family deserves an apology. This information should be publicly disclosed. How the decision was made for both the police and the community services people to mount this joint operation. There are many questions that need to be answered there, as well as the footage released.
The Greens are seeking cooperation from the New South Wales Police to release the footage and will continue to work with the Moree family until justice is served.
Because it's not just about changing the laws, it's also about how those people in the front line dealing with Aboriginal communities interact with them. It needs to be much more constructive, much more respectful, and the priority right now needs to be helping Aboriginal children to be returned to their families under safe circumstances, of course, and particularly back in their own country.
The Moree family have told NITV News today that they are still hoping for a public apology. Tara Callanan, NITV News.
There have been protests in Alice Springs over the installation of a controversial statue of explorer John McDouall Stewart. The representation of a white man holding a gun has prompted anger among some in the local community. There's been a battle lasting years over whether the statue should have pride of place in Stewart Park.
He's a big hero to the Australian government and all that, but what they've done, what he's participated in, the massacres that he blazed the trail and that the killings and stuff that he done himself is just really unreal.
Now to other stories making headlines. Immigration Minister Scott Morrison has announced an inquiry into allegations of sexual misconduct at the Nauru detention centre. It will also probe claims the allegations were fabricated. 10 members of the charity group Save the Children have been ordered to leave Nauru. It has strongly denied it was involved in fabrication of allegations or that it encouraged detainees to self-harm. The Prime Minister has confirmed that Australian warplanes will join the US-led airstrikes against IS in northern Iraq and also the deployment of special forces on the ground in an advisory capacity. Super Hornets will be used against militant targets. Aircraft have already been pre-deployed in the United Arab Emirates in anticipation of taking part in the campaign. Federal Indigenous